Today is the day I finally get to show you guys my new Prerunner. There's a few odds and ends that still need to get buttoned up before the New Year's trip we're having out in Johnson Valley. So the question is, do we think I can get this truck desert ready before our New Year's trip? Soaked, absolutely soaked. What's up guys, it's Desert Dime and welcome back to episode 2 of Race to New Year's, a series where we are trying to finish my newly acquired Prerunner here and get it desert ready before our Johnson Valley New Year's trip in a couple weeks. Now in the last episode, I finally revealed the truck to you guys and went over the down and dirty specs of it, going over all the ins and outs of this truck and letting you guys know what we're working with as a base here. I then got started on some of the prep work like pulling out the radiator, pulling out the fuel tank, so we can get ready for the main stuff we got to do in today's episode. The things we need to do to get this truck desert ready for New Year's is fix one of the angles on the radiator, we need to fix the crack in the fuel tank, we need to weld transmission mounts on the cross member, we need to build an exhaust, we need to install the rugged radios comm system, possibly fix the drive shaft angle by messing with the carrier bearing cross member. And as we found in the last episode, some of these shocks are in dire need of being rebuilt, so we might rip the shocks off and send them out to get rebuilt. Oh, I also have to mess with the timing on this motor, which I've never done before. I've never messed with a carb motor before, so we got a lot of stuff to do, so we should get started. We are in the thick of it working on my new Prerunner here, but I wanted to let you guys know that the new Desert Season Drop is now live on shopdesertdime.com. With 4 new designs printed on heavyweight tees, hoodies, rain jackets, and windbreakers, we have everything you guys need to stay warm in the desert this season. Yeah, my shirt's dirty, but that's exactly what this line is built for. It's built to wear while off-roading, while working on your truck. Get gasoline, dirt, oil all over it. Who cares? That's exactly what this sport is about, and that's what this line was built for. So if you guys want to help support the channel, head over to shopdesertdime.com and shop the new Desert Season Drop. And if you guys are looking for a free way to support the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're shooting for 10,000 subscribers. With that being said, let's get back to the video. All right, first things first, we gotta square away the 2 new issues that popped up in the last episode. So we're gonna deal with the radiator first and try to get that angle kicked off. Then we're gonna attack the tank and fix that crack in it before we can get to the stuff that I actually brought the truck to the shop for. I think the last thing we're gonna do is the exhaust, because that's like one of the things I'm most excited for. And once I get that on, I know I'm just gonna wanna start it up and start ripping it. So we'll save that till last. That's how you know your welder's about to put in that work. Okay. You're cut off from the mic. If you didn't see the last video, the issue we're having with the radiator here is the hose was coming off. Back up a little bit. V8 swap, so less room. With less room, the hose was coming off the radiator, going right into a belt. The belt slices the hose open. Alan said, brother, let's just hack that off and we're gonna put a 45-degree kick on it so it can go right in the little open pocket of room we have there in the engine bay.
Check this out, the knockoff. Bam!
Since it's at like an angle now and not like a straight flow, does it like technically get a little more restrictive?
Maybe a little bit, like, but
not enough to matter.
Not enough to where it's gonna be a problem. I doubt it. Ain't no way. Maybe like mathematically it might, like some, but she'll ride. But the right way really would be to like cut this completely off and do one with like a bend. Yeah. Like a mandrel bend is what it's called. So like it keeps its same diameter all throughout. Yeah. It's a smooth flow, but being such a slight-ish angle, it's gonna ride. I could like take this down and then we like cut this here and we put like a extendo in it. Guy just watches me struggle.
Brother, I pulled it out by myself, come on.
Now
You got soft hands, brother.
it's hot. Don't touch that.
Cut the length, drop it down, and have the kick come over.
Kick come over, and then this one. But we could do the same thing with this one. Look.
True.
I
would much rather use this piece coming off and then rework just this section with some other tubing. Because that's nice.
Yeah, that's a good fit.
It comes up and around where we need it, and then just build off of like right here.
Yeah, we can clock this to where it clocks it like this. Like that. And then if we need to extend this to get it away from this, we can just cut it here as well and make an extension.
All right, so Alan has the 45-degree tacked on here, and we're just kind of mocking up some of the tubes to see if it's still gonna route good. Like we said, the original tube, did he already cut it? I'm missing a tube somewhere. I think Alan has it in his hands. Anyways, we're trying to use the original tube since it already has like a good enough angle going about it, and then we're gonna have to splice in another tube to sort of still work it around, but it's looking good so far. So while Alan's working on this, I'm on the other side of the shop flushing out the fuel tank one more time, so as soon as he's done welding this fitting up, then I can go ahead and start dropping this in and hooking everything back up and filling it with coolant and stuff while he starts drilling and welding on the tank. Are you gonna set it on this?
Yeah.
I was like, brother. All right, so we already knew about this crack, and that was the whole reason we pulled this tank out. But now we're gonna try to inspect for any more hidden cracks we didn't know about. So we gotta clean the whole bottom up, clean up all the other weld, and see if there's any more surprises we might find. If not, then we're good to just attack that.
Point that thing over here.
No, bro. All right, so this is gonna be our attempt to fix and salvage this tank here that was specially built for the truck by drilling out the crack here, and he's gonna weld over it. I'm just gonna fingers crossed it this season that it doesn't re-crack or crack anywhere else.
So there's a crack. You'll see various holes. I drilled through the crack, one at the beginning, one at the end, and I like to do a couple throughout. And that'll kind of help stop the crack from wanting to spread in different areas and wander off, and cut the weld out completely with the cutoff wheel, and I'll go back in there with a wire wheel, clean it up, DA sand it, clean up my mess, and then I'll acetone it, I'll torch it, get it hot, try and burn off any of the oils, or there shouldn't be any oils in it, but it is contaminated. It held fuel, so the metal is going to be, the aluminum actually, it's going to be contaminated, very well penetrated with shit in it. I'm going to get all that shit out for the best result. Disclaimer, I am not the best AC welder, but I can glue it back together. Something I need to work on. I need to do more aluminum stuff. I don't do it enough.
You put absolutely full trust in my flush job here. You didn't even do your little fire torch.
No, I did. You weren't here. I stuck a torch in it, and I was like down here, and I stuck a torch. I was like, psh, and I was like, everyone, watch your face.
I was like, how's he gonna do that? Because if it is that compressed, the walls would blow out. And,
the walls would, I don't know. I feel like the walls would blow fucking.
I know. You should have put it outside the shop, and you should have reached around the corner and went like.
I didn't think that hard.
You just stood right next to it.
Yeah.
At least I flushed it out good enough.
No, we're gonna find out when we start welding. Once it gets rid of it.
You have shop cameras in here?
Yeah.
That camera back there is just gonna pick up a big explosion.
But it doesn't smell like, I don't smell any fumes.
No, yeah, no, I got my nose in there. I'm keeping the sticker, I hope you know that.
I'd hope so. Kind of matches your personality traits and your actions.
Dude, you know what? Highlight reel montage of all the shit Alan says on camera right here. You got her done, did? Oh, no. Oh. This zooming on the face is crazy. Why was there a little tiny tack hole in the top?
It's like a pinhole from like when you're welding aluminum. When you finish, you gotta when you finish. When you're like done welding, it wants to like divot itself. I'm sure I should know why, but I don't know why. You gotta like let off the pedal really slow is what worked for me in many instances, and slowly let off the pedal and let the AC current like slowly come off. I think. I don't know. I don't mess with aluminum too often, so.
You got her done did here.
Not the same type of welds that homie laid down, but they'll hold for sure. Hopefully for a little while.
That's just the name of the game until we do that. Until we do that whole plan we talked about last episode.
Do a cell and
no,
the bladder.
They need to go watch the first episode if they want to know the plan.
Oh, that's right.
One of the cool things I found in my truck that Alan added while I was gone is he put a third seat in this thing right here in the back. Dude, this thing is sweet right here. This third seat would be the perfect spot for a media guy to just climb in. You could just film the suspension from here, just take all the panels off, and you just... Dude, this would be a badass third seat. Dude, once you actually get in it, and you could see like, you're perfectly leveled with the other seats. Just hand this guy a heat gun. He could be checking the shock temperatures. He could be watching your axle, the links and everything, make sure everything's good back here. Maybe hook up to the rugged radios and relay some comms. Or, even better, this would be the ultimate media rig right here. Have him just sit back here recording. He's got like one of those really nice gimbals and he's just back here just... I'm seeing the vision, dude. I'm seeing the vision. All my media guys out there, hit me up if you're looking for a media rig. We'll strap you in back here and just start filming all the off-road guys. All right, so now that Alan has finished welding up the radiator and the fuel tank, we can get these thrown back in the truck, get everything connected the way it should be, and get all the fluids back in them. So we got the tank in, but it was just kind of a nightmare trying to feed these wires for the taillights in around the tank the way it used to be, because I honestly don't quite remember how it was, but you can't run them under because this panel closes it off, so these wires can't come through. I mean, I guess they could, but trying to keep it behind the panel, between the tank and the panel, had to like run under the corner, come back up, feed around here, and then go back around the corner of the tank right there. And with it in, it's snug in this corner, the two bottom corners in the back, and it's not sitting completely flush in its bracket right here. There's like a little gap right here, but it's sitting completely flush in the back. So, I mean, I hope it's not putting stress in any one corner to where it's gonna start cracking everything again, but needless to say, I'm gonna be stoked to get rid of this down the road. All right, so we got the tank drop backed in, the foam packed back in, and we're just putting the hoses back on, but we don't have anything to seal this right now, so we gotta go buy some tomorrow when we buy the fuel. So we're gonna leave this unbolted, just getting everything ready for it. And then, oh, I was like, how did I have this last time? Perfect.
It needed to find that sweet spot.
Yeah. All right, so we'll leave that loose. Wonder how this was routed before. I honestly forget. All right, I think that's the amount of progress we're gonna get with the tank. Yeah, I'll probably just put a few of these in so it holds it closed and don't get dirt in there.
You don't have a bucketed pump inside there? You just have your two pumps that are external, right?
Yeah, we'll filter to the pump. No, there's nothing inside.
Oh, okay, yeah, you
It's
don't
just,
have a bucket.
it's just some pickup inside the tank.
Yeah.
And filter to the pump, and then...
Yeah. Well, what's really nice is that you have your pumps right there, so where you don't even got to go inside your tank ever.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's great about having like a bucket-less fuel pump style like this.
Bro, I was doing this. This is where I ate shit. I put this foot here, and then I slipped down. Whoa! Oh. Dude. Right onto the glass where there's no supports.
Oh, did you break the glass?
No, surprisingly not. Sturdy as shit, bro.
Thankfully, I'm kind of a petite nigga.
Now, today's episode might have not been the most exciting, but it was very productive and very necessary. And this part right here alone, the radiator kick that was made, is what's really gonna make it all worth it. Oh, bro, I didn't even need to take that out. What am I doing? Brother, what am I doing, man? This is bullshit, man. Imagine I didn't test drive it before taking it to the desert, and 5 minutes into the desert, I slash open my radiator hose and I just have no coolant. So I'm very glad we found this and figured it out, and now is the moment of truth to see if this 45 kick solves our issue.
I don't like being on camera. You got it.
Bro, you're not even on camera. It's just your sexy little model hand.
It's just your sexy little fucking fingers.
We get this. This is the factory one right here that got sliced open. One more. Am I out? Nah, I have more. I know. I had 3. Where'd the third go?
You just had one more, I thought.
No, dude. In the dark is the worst place to lose
I could
it.
have sworn that you like.
I know I had 3 because I was like, oh, dude, I found a third. Bro, I have no leverage the way I'm sitting.
Give her the bangs.
Watch, after we get it all on, we're going to find it.
That's where it.
Oh, no.
I got it back up.
How far deep is that? That's pretty good. Oh! Whoa! We paid the electricity bill. The only thing that I see being an issue with this is there's like so much weight and no support in the middle, especially once it's full of fluid. And this is a long.
Well, what we can do is we can tab something up here to hold it straight like that.
Or I just buy a new hose that's not 2 pieces.
Whatever. I mean, that way it's gonna be strong. If you actually have a little housing for it, you could have something tab up like this just off the motor cage. Just put a little stick right there, bam, it's not in the way of nothing. Yeah, just tab it off of the fucking motor cage. Yeah, that's what I told him.
When the coolant gets hot, the hose gets softer.
Exactly, so when it holds it up, it doesn't get brittle.
All right, so it worked. The 45 kick right there sends it perfectly between pretty much everything that's taking up space where it was, right in that nice open pocket, and it goes all the way around. But it's a little flimsy in the middle, especially once it starts heating up, as the boys pointed out. So Al's gonna try to make support coming off the cage to hold up that floppy part right there, especially once it gets all the way to the fluid and starts warming up. But dude, that's killer. That would be sweet if this was just a straight instead of like kicking up and going around like that. If it just went straight.
Yeah.
But we're working with what we have right now. Like we said at the beginning of the series, the main goal is to just get this desert ready and drivable, especially for the New Year's trip that we have coming up. So if it can make that trip and then we have to make things pretty after that, so be it. But I want to drive this on New Year's.
Are all the boys gonna just be driving Fords this trip or what?
I
think so.
Yeah, it's a Ford kind of trip.
It's a Ford trip.
Oh, Jason, that was the other one I was talking about. Was bringing the project, but it's Toyota.
He has a Ford though.
Yeah, but he's bringing the Toyota. All right, I think we're calling episode 2 here. Like I said, I know it probably wasn't the most interesting episode, but sometimes this shit ain't interesting, you know? What is that? Why are you finding foam from my cell?
Work on Dime's truck, they said.
Where'd you even find this?
In my beanie.
That's crazy. Sometimes work is just work. It's not all that interesting. It's not all. It's not all that crazy. But episode 3, I think, is really going to be like the peak episode right there, because we're building the exhaust. We're gonna get to hear the truck start up again. We're gonna get the trans and everything done, and I should be driving this on the track here at TCB. So if you guys watched all the way to the end of episode 2, you're the real one. I really appreciate you. Subscribe so you don't miss episode 3. And like I said, I think episode 3 is gonna be my absolute favorite. She's coming together, boys. You better be there on New Year's.